Molding boys into men of character, that has been the mission of a local nonprofit for nearly 10 years. Through mentorship, the Man Up Club has touched the lives of hundreds of inner-city youth. Fox 9's BC Onile-Ere has more on how the organization is answering the call for leadership in tonight's Voices for Change.
What does it mean to be a black boy in America?
To be a black boy in America means that you have to be better. And when I say better, I'm talking about from the perspective of whatever avenues under which you pursue, understanding first and foremost that the playing field is not even, that you have to be able to navigate above and beyond what the standard is or what the call of duty is. I think to be a black boy in America is unfortunately to have an understanding that when you wake up in the morning, that there's a lot of things that systemically that are stacked against you. But at the same time, understanding that you also have a unique opportunity to be able to defy the odds and to pursue whatever it is that you want to pursue.
And you bring up systemic racism. How does that affect a young black man?
It affects them from a multiplicity of ways. Economically, it affects them. A lot of young black males grow up in the inner city. A lot of them grow up in poverty-stricken neighborhoods. Systemically, there's the criminal justice system that is uneven. Justice is not distributed equally in America to all people. There are some question marks, with the Constitution from a systemic standpoint. You talk about education, and even in education, you look at the graduation rate of black students, and even in just Minnesota, you're talking about a 68% graduation rate. And a lot of these issues are systemic.
Through the Man Up Club, you've dedicated your life to bringing hope, opportunities to young men. Why? Because
they deserve it. Young black males deserve it. When you look at the history of America and black men and black boys, we have always historically been at the bottom of the totem pole in every category in America. We're the first person to get fired from a job, the last person to be hired. If you look at our health, and from a health condition standpoint, as far as health and wellness, as far from all of the people that are in America and all of the ethnic groups, it's black men who suffer health issues the most: heart attacks, strokes, diabetes, and we are the ones who die early. If you look at the prison population, you'll know that the prison population is overpopulated with black men, even though we make up a small majority of the overall population. And so for me, it's important to be able to mentor young men, to let them know that they're valued, to let them know that they're loved, that there are people out there who care about them, and for them to understand that regardless of the situation or circumstance that they may be in, that there is still hope. And you touch on role models. Can you speak to what you've called this fatherless generation? Yeah, absolutely. Well, even in our program, 80% of the young men in our program are fatherless. Fatherless from the standpoint that they don't have a positive male role model in their home. And that's really a tragedy. It's been more than 2 months since the death of George Floyd. What have your takeaways been? There's a lot of systemic issues that still need to be dismantled. There's things that are still disproportionate that need to be addressed from the root. My takeaway is that there are good people of goodwill out there who are tenacious about getting resolved and trying to move the needle forward on injustice. I'm optimistic about the future. Corey, thank you so much for weighing in on the conversation. Thank you for having me.